So to start this interview, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Beth Wilson. I'm 47 years old. I've been married for 22 years. I have two children, a daughter who's 20, a son who's 18. I'm a teacher. I teach elementary school and I've been teaching for 24 years.
So how have you changed since young adulthood?
Some of the things that have changed for me, I seem to be more of a homebody. I'm home a lot more. I do a lot more with taking care of things at home, and I'm comfortable with being home and not being out and around so much. I'm also less active. I hurt my back a few years ago, so that causes me to not be able to do as many things as I used to. Spending hours at the shopping mall, it's hard for me sometimes, so being home is what's changed a lot for me.
What are some life experiences that have shaped who you are as a middle adult?
Big life experience for me. I became a Christian in my early 20s, and that changed a lot about where my future goals and plans were. I started thinking differently about my family structure and my future, and that changed a lot of things about my life. Also, becoming a parent was a huge experience and has been a huge experience. It just makes you become more aware of everything around you.
What was your family structure as a child and adolescent?
I grew up with two parents, my mother and father, and they have been married now for almost 50 years. And my parents were very active in my life. We did a lot of family things together, a lot of family vacations, so we were a pretty close family.
How has your relationship with your children shifted from parent-child to parent-friend?
Now that my kids are older, we get along really good. We laugh about a lot more things. We talk a lot more, and we understand each other a little bit more. Now that they're adults, we have a little bit more in common, and we have a lot of fun together.
How do you feel about your career choice?
I love my career. Teaching has always been something I wanted to do. My mother is a teacher, and it was a big part of my life growing up. My career, I feel, is very important. As a role model for children, I make it a goal that the kids know how much I care about them and that I want the best for them.
How has your marriage changed since young adulthood into middle adulthood?
I think some things about my marriage have changed. We've been able to grow a little bit more financially stable over the years. Been able to, grow our the size of our home and be able to do some things together. Vacationing together, and now that the kids are independent, we can do things just the two of us, so a lot more, so that's really nice.
Would you describe yourself as an optimist or a pessimist, and why?
I think I'm more of an optimist, basically because what I'm thinking about all the time is other people and wanting the best for them. I'm always praying for others and making sure that everybody's taken care of. So I think the way I carry myself is I want people to be happy. I want people to be doing well, and so I'm always looking for the better side of everything for others and myself.
How has your relationship with your sibling changed from young adulthood into middle adulthood?
Our relationship has changed a lot. I just have one sibling, an older sister. We're about 2 years apart, and my sister and I, growing up, we didn't have a lot in common. We were very different. We didn't do a lot of the same things, and we were kind of close, but not as close as sisters could be. And now that we're older, we're both teachers, so we have that in common. And becoming parents, we became parents right at the same time, and that has really helped us have a closer bond with each other.
So how has your relationship with your parents changed from young adulthood to middle adulthood?
A lot of things have changed. I go to my parents for a lot of advice. I think more than I probably used to, and it's helpful to know that they're always there and they want to help. And I think another thing that's changed is now that I'm a little bit older, I spend a lot of time with my mom. We're very close. We're really good friends, and just our relationships are different because we're both have done the parenting thing, and so we talk a lot about those kind of experiences in our lives. So that's pretty neat.
Describe your average level of stress and any potential stressors.
Actually, I think that I have probably a little bit above average stress level. I think a lot of it has to do with the career that I have sometimes because I worry about my students a lot. Some of them are in tough situations, and I want to make sure that they're okay, and so I wonder and worry about them a lot. Can you say that question again?
Describe your average level of stress and any potential stressors.
Yeah, the students are a bit of a stressor. As a parent, you always worry about your kids and wanting to make sure they're safe and healthy, and so that puts a little bit more stress on a mom.
How often is it recommended that you have a mammogram?
I'm over 40, so it's recommended that I have one every year.
So do you follow through with that recommendation?
I do. Yes, I do. I've have a family member that has had breast cancer, and I find that it's very important.
Our textbook mentions fear and anxiety can take on a more prominent position in midlife. How have fear and anxiety, or the lack of, played a role in your life?
I don't see myself as a real anxiety type person. I'm the type of person that can get up and speak in front of a crowd. I've never had a problem with that. Fear, I think, maybe a little bit, because I'm always, worried about, what's going to happen next, and what if that happens, and not just for myself, my family, and so maybe a little bit of fear. I don't feel anxious about it, but you just do a lot of wondering, I guess.
How does your career choice impact others?
Well, my career as a teacher impacts a lot of people. Like I said earlier, I really want my students to understand that I'm there for them, that I love them, that I want the best for them. I love building relationships with them. Not just them, I love building relationships with their parents. I feel like I've done a good job with that over the years, and building that relationship with my students' parents is really important because it's a partnership. We work together to do what's best for their kids, and I think parents understand that.
How has being a mom and a wife shaped who you are?
Well, my family is central. That's what my life centers around. Taking care of my kids, making sure my husband's doing well, and just our home, and that's central. I guess it's shaped me because it's made me put others first before I do that for myself, and makes me think about others. And when you're out in the public and out and about, you just look at other people and wonder how they're doing, and so it makes me think more about other people.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.